Hey, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about a combination of things. One, the Oprah's podcast about saying going no contact is a trend, and it's not a trend. Most of us know that it's not a trend, and it's a hard pill for society to swallow that going no contact is not a trend, because we're raised to endure and be with family that's toxic for your health. And I just want to say, just based on some of the conversations I've had with individuals, when I do mention, because sometimes I don't mention it, about being no contact with my family, and when I mention that, first I say I'm no contact specifically for my mother, and it's, oh, that's your mother. But then when I mention she doesn't like me or they don't like me, it's radio silence. So when children or parents, because there are parents that have gone no contact with their children, but I'm talking about strictly children going no contact with their parents, the blame is shifted to the child immediately. If you notice that, when you say I'm no contact with whomever, oh, that's such and such. But the minute you bring up that these people don't like you, there's silence. I don't know if any of you try that, but try it and see, because you're not defending your stance. You're stating the facts. The facts are, they don't like you. They don't like you for who you are. They've never liked you. They wanted to like you, but they don't like you. So right now I'm watching Reasonable Doubt, and I'm at the part where JT and what's her name, Chanel, she's on trial. And of course people are like, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave? You know the same. Everyone says that. Why don't you leave? Of course, that's not set in a parent-child dynamic, right? It's always, well, you have to endure. You see that? Do you see the? Thinking about this, is the contradiction. Abusive relationship, you leave. Abusive relationship with parents, you stay. And Chanel had brought up, like, JT paints this facade, or excuse me, paints this picture as if he's the husband or dad of the year, he's a good father, he's a good son, all that good stuff. So that's the same dynamic in narcissistic families or toxic families. They do certain things not because they want to, but for the illusion and for themselves, also for control. They do these things to look like they're the good parents. I'll give an example. When I got married, my mother paid for the venue where I got married at, and that was all for control and also for show, because it makes her look like she's a good mom, and also it gives her the control to pull the strings on certain things. You see how that works? So it looks good for social media, it looks good for friends, it looks good for family, and in some instances it looks as if when the child does say, hey, I don't like this, that they're ungrateful. So going no contact is one of the hardest things a child can do, especially with your mother. Do you not understand? Like, I'm a parent, right? When I found out I was pregnant with my son, it was an instant bond. When I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, it was an instant bond. And I'm quite sure, like, my daughter adores me, right? So just imagine the person who kept you safe for 9 months, 10 months, right? Brought you into this world, nurtured you. And that same child found the strength, because it takes strength to break away. We don't choose to orphan ourselves. I'm gonna say it again. We did not choose to orphan ourselves. Going no contact was the hardest, I'm going to say it again, the hardest decision I feel in my life at this point as a woman that's an elder millennial in their 40s. I've been divorced. I've been through a lot, okay? I remember when I went no contact, the decision when I made that, when I had that conversation with myself in my mind, it was almost as if I had a panic attack. I probably did have a panic attack now when I'm thinking back to it. We don't choose this. You know how sometimes you enter in a room and you feel like your throat, like you have a knot in your throat, or like your stomach feels uncomfortable or uneasy, or like when you're watching a scary movie and you feel your heart, you know, that's what it's like when you're around these parents or some of these toxic family members. So it can go from that to being around some other toxic members that you feel this little because they make you feel little. So just imagine going through that. Is it fight or flight when you interact with them, either in person or over the phone? As a scapegoat, as a black sheep, we all know we've tried everything. We've done every single flip, every single cartwheel. We've contorted ourselves to be accepted and loved by these people, specifically our parents and family members. Let's start with the mom and then go on down to the family members. We've tried everything, okay? And we've come to the conclusion that they don't F with us. They don't like us, okay? That's the conclusion. So why should we be around people who don't like us? We've accepted that they don't like us, okay? We've done all of that. And most of us are not even angry anymore. It's almost like an acceptance and a relief, like I can breathe. It's not in my mind. These people have shown us time and time again, and it's a mind F because they do the nice things. And I hate using terms like love bombing, so that's why I like to use terms that anyway, I'm not going to explain it, but anyway, they've done it. Messes with your brain because they do things. It's like hot and cold, right? They do things for you, like watch your children, and then when they watch your children, they undermine what you instill in your children. Do you see how that goes? They watch your children, you're like, oh, okay, I can do XYZ. But when your kid comes back to you, they are doing the opposite of what you've been teaching them. Do you see how that goes? So there's a combination of things. Like, let's say, I don't know if you can say a death by a million cuts. I don't know if you can say that on here. But that's the essence of it. We already feel bad for going no contact. Well, some people. I don't, because I had to choose myself. At one point, I did feel bad about it. But when you start to accept it, when you start saying, yeah, they don't like me, and I've accepted it, takes the weight off of you. So if that, and you start, now you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have bad days, of course, good and bad days. Holidays are here. You feel, some kind of way. But the minute you can accept that these people never liked you, it's like, okay, I can feel a little bit better about it. Is it uncomfortable? Absolutely. Sometimes I'll ask, why was I born into a family that didn't like me? That's just the way it is. I've never been the type of person that followed along with the crowd just because everyone is doing it, regardless of who is doing it. That's not my personality. It's always been my personality as a kid. And the same thing with family. I just didn't follow along, but these people have done things to hurt deep, cut deep. Stop looking at surface level things. Stop blaming children for going no contact, because we didn't choose to orphan ourselves. No one is going to just like, yeah, I'm good on family. We're not even wired that way. Why would I choose to go no contact? It's not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a mom. Why would I choose to do this alone? I didn't choose to do this alone. These are decisions that were made with decades of data. Most of us, our bodies felt the uncomfortable energy with them, but our brain kept telling us, and the actions of these people kept telling us that it's okay. And that's why a lot of us stay, and that's why some people stay in abusive relationships, is because it I don't know, what is it, cognitive dissonance that comes into play as well. So before you shame someone and go no contact, think to yourself, they didn't choose to orphan themselves. No one makes this decision lightly. I didn't make this decision lightly. Again, that's my mother. That's my mother. Like, be for real. She's shown me time and time again, and along with the rest of them, if you go back sometimes and think about certain things, you'll see that certain things that they've done, certain things that they've said over and over again, it's shown in their action that they don't F with you. So I'm gonna end this here. I'm proud that I've broken generational curses. It's not easy. I chose peace. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing myself. Everybody does not deserve to hear my story or your story, because some people are not receptive to the truth, because that's what it is. It's the truth, right? I believe that the black sheeps, the scapegoats, we are the truth seers. You have people that are not truth seers, and that's just the way their brain is wired. My brain and your brain are wired differently. I do not have any regrets. I do not have any disdain towards my mother and family. I release the expectation of them. I've accepted that they don't like me. I've accepted, and I believe I've told her that before I went no contact with her. I'm like, you don't like me, and so and these other people don't like me, just based on, again, the actions. Actions will always show up first before words. So when those empty words of I love you are said, it's not felt and it's not seen in action. And when the action, you got to understand, this is why I know I said I was ending this, but when the action shows up, you already know that it's transactional. You already know. So when they do nice things, it's with the intent of control. It's with the intent of, well, I did this for you, so let me think what I need to get. It's calculated. I did this for you, so I think probably like in a few weeks, in their mind is what they're thinking, I'm gonna need you to go to the store for me, or I'm gonna need you to, it's never a pure intent to do something because you want to do it. I am happy. I am who I am. I'm happy that I'm able to live authentically as myself. I'm happy that since I've gone no contact, I've discovered who I actually am. I am happy since going no contact that I'm able to decenter people. I am able to decenter, I don't even know if I want to say decenter. I'm able to live how I want to live and not think about what others think. And that from it comes from growing up in a family that is all about appearances. And then once you realize that it's a show and a game, you start to take people less seriously. And yeah, so no, Oprah, this is not a trend. We didn't take it, we didn't just say, no, you know what, they did this and I'm done. It's, for most of us, it's decades of this type of behavior, decades of mind F, decades of hot and cold, decades of silent treatments. Decades is like when you get into a disagreement and then the next few hours, the next day, is as nothing happened. Okay? Um, so that's all I have. I wanted to share my thoughts and insights, and I'm about to get ready to make this meatloaf and finish watching Reasonable Doubt. I hope you all have a great day, week, month. Be well and can find and discovering who you are, because when you are healing and growing, you realize you don't know certain things about yourself because you grew up in this type of family dynamic. So continue learning the things about you, continuing learning things that makes you happy, that brings you joy, whatever that may look like. And don't allow someone to shame you for being born into a family that don't F with you. Okay? All right. Bye. I also want to add, and I'm going back and editing this video, they continue to show me in 2025 that they don't like me, they don't F with me. And I'm not in a place to talk about like specifics right now, but they continue to show me in this present moment in 2025 that they don't like me. So it's not, oh, this is from my childhood. No, I'm a grown ass woman, and these people still directly, because I'm not even gonna say indirectly, directly, right? Continue to show me with their actions that they don't like me. You know that song, I don't F with you? That's how it is. Okay? Yeah. And I refuse to accept that type of behavior, right? I'm teaching my daughter not to accept that type of behavior from anyone, okay? So, yeah, I'm not going to be a part of the Get Along gang because it's cute, because it looks nice, but I'm not going to allow you to play in my mother effing face either. So, I just wanted to throw that out there because I'm sitting here making my meatloaf and I'm like, sitting here thinking about certain things that's happening now. Like, y'all, they still continue to show me that they don't like me, and they never have and never will. All right, that's it for now. All right, I gotta go for real. Gotta finish making this meatloaf. Bye.